Hi, I'm Pastor Kurt, and this is your 5-minute Bible study. Today, we're going to look at Luke chapter 23, verses 26 through 43. Now, this is part of the story of when Jesus dies on the cross. In particular, the latter part of this section is about the conversation Jesus has with the two other guys who are crucified with him. Now, this conversation appears only here in Luke, and it's important for us to pay attention to. I will admit that for the longest time, I got these two guys confused. I knew that one of them was asking Jesus to get him down from the cross, and one of them was asking him for mercy. And I could never remember, was it the guy on the left asking for help, and the guy on the right saying he should come down, the other way around? But actually, the text doesn't tell us. The text doesn't say the guy on the left said this, the guy on the right said that. No, it just says one of them said this and the other one said that. So don't worry, like I was doing, about which one said which line. Just realize that these two guys are talking to Jesus. It doesn't matter which one said which line. Now, on to the conversation. One of them, it doesn't matter which one, told Jesus basically, you're the Son of God, get all of us down from here. Use your divine God powers, save yourself, and get us down from the cross too. What good are you if you can't help us? The other one then said basically, shut up. We're getting what we deserve for our deeds, but he hasn't done anything wrong. We deserve to be up here, but he doesn't. Then this same guy turns to Jesus and says, Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. To which Jesus says, truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise. Okay. These two guys on these two other crosses show us our own responses to Jesus on the cross. The first guy who said basically save us is the theology that says because Jesus died on the cross, my life should be better. Sometimes this is called theology of glory or prosperity theology. Because Jesus died, my life should be better. The cross is the starting point of a wonderful life for me. Health, wealth, salvation, happiness, all of that great stuff. This theology also says that if you don't have those things in your life, then it's your fault. You're not praying enough or giving enough or doing enough or whatever, right? This is what theology of glory says. If only you work hard enough, then you will have this wonderful life. No, that's American prosperity, right? That's not the gospel. This guy wants Jesus to make his life better. Jesus is dying. He's up there on the cross suffering. And in his time of suffering, this guy says, make my life better. Really? That's what you're going to say to somebody who's actively dying? Make my life better? How selfish is that? The other guy on the cross realizes how selfish that is. That's why he tells the first guy, shut up. You and I deserve to be up here. We are getting what we deserve for our deeds. But this guy, this Jesus, he doesn't deserve to be up here. This is theology of the cross. In contrast to theology of glory, which says Jesus' cross makes your life better, theology of the cross says Jesus is with you in your suffering. The cross is not the starting point of health, wealth, and happiness. The cross is the end point for sin, death, and the devil. This second guy then turns his head to Jesus and says, remember me when you come into your kingdom. In other words, I know that you are suffering here right alongside of me. But I also know that you are stronger. When you come into your kingdom, remember me. Give me a place there with you. Jesus then says, truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise. Okay, what does that line mean? Does that line mean that as soon as they both die, they both go to heaven? Does it mean something else? One interesting thing to notice is something that we only see in the Greek. The English doesn't show this. In Greek, there's no punctuation. And so it's unclear in Jesus' statement where the pause should be or where the comma should be. Is it, truly I tell you, comma, today you will be with me in paradise? Or is it, truly I tell you today, comma, you will be with me in paradise? It's unclear. Sometimes this is called the comma controversy. But whichever way it is, Jesus is promising that this guy is going to be with him. Or even better, Jesus is promising that he is going to be with this guy. Even in his suffering, this other man's suffering, Jesus is with him. And even when the suffering is over, Jesus is with him. That's the good news for you, too. In your suffering, Jesus is right there with you. He is suffering right alongside of you. And he is also stronger than your suffering. He is the one who gives you new life. That's what this guy on the other cross recognized about him. And that's what we recognize about him too. Jesus is with us in our suffering, and he gives us new life. Jesus is with you in your suffering, and he gives you new life too. There's your 5-minute Bible study for the day. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.